This is a podcast by English Airwaves. Remember that English Airwaves is an educational radio station based in Concepcion, Chile. The purpose of the English radio station is to provide all Chileans with a platform where they can practice English and forge a common identity together. Today, I am joined by Claudio Cabrera, a Chilean citizen who has been living in Canada for the last 7 months. And today, we are going to talk about different things related to both Chile and Canada. So, welcome, Claudio. How are you today?
Thank you. I'm pretty good. Just doing my morning walking.
Right. I should mention to the audience out there that Claudio is actually taking his morning walk. And when I asked him to please sit down on a bench to avoid some kind of accident or something, he said that he couldn't stop. He couldn't stop himself from walking. He loves doing his morning walk. Also, you guys should know that in Canada, this interview is being recorded at around 1 p.m. here in Chile, but in Canada, it is only 9 or 10. Is that correct, Claudio?
Yes, absolutely. So it's 9 past 9.
Right. Okay. What's the weather like over there in Canada?
So yesterday was raining and it snowed a little bit on the mountain.
Snowing?
No, it's kind of, snowing already. It's crazy.
Wow.
It's like nobody was expecting the snow.
Wow. And you're doing your morning walk. Are you wearing the right clothes?
Yeah, just a waterproof jacket and just some windproof pants and a really good pair of shoes.
Excellent.
So,
that's great. You have to take care of yourself because being a Chilean, you are not used to this weather.
Yeah, that's right. So every day I use the proper clothes to just walk and feel comfortable with the weather.
Right. Do you do your morning walk on a daily basis? Do you do this every day?
Yes. No, like I do it like 3 times a week.
3 times a week?
Because sometimes I go to work in the morning, so obviously I don't do it. But when I have to work in the PM shift, I do it.
Right.
Like,
so you do this. You also try to do it on weekends, right? Today is Saturday, and you're doing your morning walk.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So every single time I'm off from work, I do my morning walk.
That sounds perfect. It's important to keep in shape, especially today when we are constantly connected and we don't really have much time to exercise.
Yeah, that's right. Even the weather here is so fantastic. It's like the air is so clear and it's like little contamination, pollution from
Right.
cars.
Yeah, exactly. There is almost no air pollution there.
Yeah, that's right.
That sounds beautiful. Listen, I would like to start our interview by talking a little bit about yourself. So I was thinking maybe you could tell me a bit about your family first and where you were born here in Chile.
Okay, yeah, great.
So where were you born in Chile?
So I was born in Santiago, Estación Central specifically, but I was living for the last 26 years in Curacaví. It's a small town between Santiago and Valparaiso.
Right.
So
can you tell me a bit about your family? How many people are there in your family?
Yeah, in my family there are 4 people. I have 2 brothers and my parents.
Right.
So they're now living and working in Curacaví, and my parents are still working and just living and feeling so proud because their son is in another country.
Right. I can imagine. So what do your parents do?
My mother works for this company, DHL.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a warehouse thing.
Right, DHL.
So,
it sounds like a courier company.
Yeah, but she does like housekeeping duties.
Oh, okay.
So she's cleaning the offices,
Right.
the washroom.
Okay.
All the places
She's a
around.
hard-working woman.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm so proud of her. It's like
Right.
really hardworking.
Yeah, I'm sure the feeling is mutual. I mean, she's very proud of you too for being in a different country now.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. She tells me that all day, every single day.
Right. Do you stay in touch with them every day?
Not every day, but twice a week. I think if we keep in touch twice a week, it's enough.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I'm doing my stuff, I'm working, just visiting, knowing new places. So
Exactly.
I'm taking my time and just try to give her her own time,
Absolutely. Listen, we are going to talk a lot about the places you have visited in Canada and around Canada a little bit later during the interview. But right now, I would like to know a little bit more about your family. What does your father do?
My father. So currently, my father now is not working, but he used to work for the uh, public transportation company, like the Pullman bus.
Okay, I see.
So he was how can I say, kind of inspector, monitor
Right. Yeah, he
on the
was
on.
a bus inspector, or yeah. I think they called it
Uh,
that. They called that person the conductor, the one who checks the tickets and all that stuff, right?
I think so. I'm not pretty sure what word to use, but yeah. So he used to work for that company, and he used to do that kind of work, and so he he was working for that company like when since he was like 14 years old. So it's like a whole life career.
Exactly. I can see. So what happened? Why did it stop working?
So like the what company says most of the time, like they are hiring new people, and they don't need like their services and stuff.
Yeah, I see.
So they decided to fire him. It's so sad.
Yeah, I know, but has he tried to find a job in a different area, maybe a different industry?
Yeah, no, for as far as I know, so he's trying to be a taxi driver.
Right.
So he's working on it, like getting the proper license, the driver license and stuff.
Uh-huh. Has he ever
So
tried Uber?
no, never, never. I
Right.
did. I did once, once like for 1 month
Uh-huh.
before coming to Canada. It's pretty nice, but yeah, I don't know if he has like that idea on
Right.
his mind.
Maybe it's not for him. Maybe he's not that in touch with technology to, figure out the whole Uber thing.
Yeah, I think that's the most difficult part. So technology is not he's not really good at technology.
How old is your
So,
mom?
my mom is 64,
Right.
and my dad is 69.
69. Okay.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, for sure. I mean, he's definitely not that much into technology at this point. So, yeah, that must be
yeah,
one of the obstacles or one of the things that prevents him from, you know, getting into the whole Uber business.
yeah, yeah. That's right.
Hmm.
And even he likes to live in. He's been living in Curacaví for all his life. So going to the city to work up as an Uber driver is
Right.
gonna be quite awkward,
So
uncomfortable
Curacaví,
for him.
Is a small place, right? Small town around Santiago.
It's not around Santiago. It's on the way to Valparaiso. It's like if you take like the 68 highway.
Okay,
So it's just like 46 kilometers away from Santiago.
I understand. I understand. Okay, what can you tell me about your brothers? Are they going to college here in Chile, or they're just working?
Yeah, they're just working. My my older brother, I'm 27, and my other brother is 28, Felipe.
Uh huh.
So he's working for a drugstore,
Oh,
like in the
yeah.
warehouse
Oh,
units,
oh,
like
I understand.
stocking up the shelves and.
Exactly. He's like the warehouse guy. He's in charge of the warehouse.
Yeah, so he's stocking up all the products on the shelves in the drugstore,
Mm-hmm.
and my other brother works for the supermarket.
Right. How old is your
He's
younger brother?
uh my younger brother. So I'm the youngest. I'm 27.
Oh, you're the
My
youngest.
older, yeah, I'm the youngest. I'm 27. So Felipe is 28, and Javi
Okay.
is the oldest. He's 30, 31.
31.
Yeah,
And he is in charge of a similar job, but at a supermarket.
yeah, the supermarket. He's in charge of the kind of, how can I say, like the delivery things here from the supermarket.
Right.
So he's in charge to check all the products that come from these trucks,
Uh huh.
like the
Yes.
that provide all the.
He is also a warehouse or supply chain manager in this case.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's what I mean.
He takes care of all the trucks that come in, and he receives the merchandise or products. Yeah, so he's in charge of the warehouse there as well. He's receiving all the products. He's counting the stuff, doing inventory. He's doing
Yeah.
everything.
Oh,
Okay,
that kind of, yeah, yeah, you're right.
I understand. Okay then, so um, 4 people in your family, but if we include you, that would be 5, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And okay, well, that's good enough about family. Now we have a very good idea of who Claudio Cabrera is, and your family as well. Now, why don't we talk a little bit about school? Let's talk about your schooling years here in Chile.
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit about your primary school? Do you still remember that experience?
Yes. Private school was a little tough because I used to misbehave all the time
Right.
in class.
So you were a
So
you were a troublemaker at school.
yeah, troublemaker, a little bit violent with my classmates.
Uh-huh. Why was that?
Because yeah, I was a troublemaker. So when I was kind of violent, but kind of in a funny way,
Right.
just to make jokes.
Yeah,
But
I
sometimes,
guess in the past it was more acceptable to be sort of kind of a jokester and sort of bully people, but not like in a
not
very
like
serious
nowadays.
way. Yeah, not like it happens nowadays, which is psychologically tormenting.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. So it was kind of more childish
Yeah.
when when I was in primary school. So the thing is, like, I used to be like a troublemaker,
Right.
but I had really good grades.
Uh-huh.
I've been
Which school did you go to?
I went to all the primary school. I went to public schools.
Mm-hmm.
Even just to be, I went to four public schools.
Right. Was that also
Be-
because you were a little bit violent and aggressive at school?
yes, and yeah, that's because that's why
That's why you had to change
I
schools.
to change from one school into another.
Right.
Yeah, that's right. And
Well,
my mom was really, really upset and tired,
oh,
like
I'm sure
going
she
every
was.
single
She
day to
she
school.
must have been very worried that eventually you wouldn't be able to find any schools willing to accept you.
Yeah, yeah. It was, yeah. Those were tough times.
Right. I understand. Did you ever get spanked?
Excuse me.
Did you ever get spanked by your mom for your misbehavior at school?
Oh yes, and I still remember
Okay.
all those times. I
Those
still remember that.
those were the good old times when your mom would just come around and spank you if you were a bad kid.
Yeah, yeah. And that's the way. Apparently, that's the way I learned how to behave properly.
Exactly. I think most of us from the same period of time or from the same generation, we've come to the conclusion that our parents spanking us wasn't such a bad thing after all.
Yeah,
they were right in taking some measures to correct our behavior.
yeah. And they thought it was the best way to solve problems.
Exactly. They didn't know any better, but yeah, looking back on it, it wasn't such a horrible thing after all.
Yeah.
We turned out to
So
be
now it's not the
we
same.
turned out to be very good kids in the end.
Yeah. So now I'm a good kid.
Yeah, you
I'm a
are.
good old.
Uh-huh. What was your favorite subject at school? You had good grades anyway, even though you had some behavior issues. You still
Yeah.
managed to get good grades at school. What was your best subject? What was your favorite subject at school?
My favorite subject always has been English subjects and language.
Okay.
So
Did you have
yeah,
English right from the beginning?
not right from the beginning, but when I was in fifth grade, I had my first English class. So from that time, I fell in love with the subject and started just study really, really hard.
Right. Eventually, I'm going to stop and I'm going to ask you a lot about how you went about learning the English language, how you studied it, how you practiced this, and stuff like that. But for now, we're going to just move on to your schooling experience in general, which I am very interested in.
Okay,
Tell
great.
me, yeah, tell me a little bit about your secondary school experience. Where did you attend high school?